Hey, what's up, guys? Cruising in the dark. Do a little watch video in the dark. What do you think? What do you think about the Tudor Black Bay, the new one, the bronze? Okay, it's got the new movement in it. It's like a 43 millimeter case. They went bigger. I don't like that. They came out with one that's a black, PVD coated, all black. That looks pretty cool. But I'm not really into black watches, okay? Not so much. I mean, it looks all right, okay? Be a good military type, tactical watch, right? But one thing I really don't like is on the steel bands they use, they made it look like, old school with riveted looking, links. And the original Black Bay band was way better. What the fuck have they done? They totally screwed up the watch. Not only did they make it bigger, which I think the Black Bay bronze is the only one that's the 43, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the 41 millimeter is still for the blue and the black one, I think, or the red one. I think that's the way they left it. But yeah, they put in, their in-house movement, which is cool. Everyone saw that coming, okay? But, just like the Pelagos, same thing. But that ugly ass fucking band, I don't like it. I don't like that riveted band. I just don't. It looks to me, it looks cheesy. I mean, hey, you know what? Everyone's got their opinion. I bet somebody out there is gonna say, hey man, that's the best looking band I've seen, blah blah blah, and that's great. That's their opinion. But man, they screwed up. They totally screwed up. They took a great thing. I mean, who out there has owned a Black Bay? The bracelet is like one of the nicest parts. I mean, the little ceramic balls on the clasp, and just the way it closes and feels, and it's like one of the best damn bands they make. I mean, fuck, and they go and screw it all up. But anyway, what are you gonna do? That's how it is. Now then, they make a 36 millimeter, for women or somebody with a smaller wrist. My wrist isn't that great. It's like that big. It's like a 6 and a, I don't know, half, or I don't know. I've never really measured it, but the 36 millimeter fits perfect on my wrist, okay? Like my Datejust. What I can't understand, though, is they go and make a 36 millimeter Black Bay with no fucking dive bezel. Why? So now you got a watch that looks pretty much like the Ranger, except for you have the Mercedes hands, and, the hour indices are, circles, okay, which is great. That's awesome. But no fucking bezel. Why? Fucked up. Tudor fucked up. But I'm still a fan of Tudor. I still like Tudor. I'm happy they didn't screw up the Pelagos. Okay, that's fortunate. Okay, that's good. But the damn Black Bay, man, they fucked it up. So I can see the older versions going up in value, and people, they're going to be all over the older ones. I had the one that had the ETA movement in it, and I liked it. It was a great watch. The only thing I didn't like about it is too fucking thick. But hey, you know what? It depends on your wrist size and all that kind of stuff. But I just thought it was too thick. Maybe someday I'll overlook it, buy another one, because I did like it. It was fairly accurate. Tudor's the only one that I've seen that can get a 28-24 pretty much dead nuts. And the way they adjust them, I mean, I believe theirs is a much higher tier movement. That's what Don Haynes was telling me, compared to all the other ones, which is, compared to the other ETAs, 28-24s like they use in Breitling and all the other ones, which is great. So they use a higher tier, 28-24, and you could tell it shows the way. In fact, I think they adapt a free sprung balance to it, okay, which is really cool. So the way you have to, adjust them and do all that shit, it's kind of more like a Rolex, okay, like a 31-35 or their newer movement, 32-55, whatever it is. The one thing I will say, though, about the newer Tudors, which is pretty cool, is they have a higher power reserve. I think it's like at least a 60, and I think the Rolex one is like a 70 or 72, something like that. So I think that's great. I mean, they did well with the power reserve, all that kind of shit. That's important, okay? It's nice to have a watch that's got a longer power reserve. I know everybody's going to say, oh, I'll just stick it on my winder. But yeah, but if you got a bunch of automatic movements and you're flip-flopping back and forth every few days, whatever, you don't want your shit to die, and then you got to fucking wind it up and all that kind of stuff, I mean, it's if if you like winding things, like, you know, anytime I've had a manual wind movement, I enjoyed that. But to sit there and fuck around with a automatic movement and have to reset the date and everything, I don't like that so much. But, you know, over and over again. But anyway, yeah, so anyway, I just thought, you know, just wanted to pick that out and see what you guys thought of that. There's some other cool shit coming out by Rolex. Like, it looks like they have a kind of a cool looking Air King. It looks like it's a bigger case, and it's got little different hour markers. Looks like minute hour markers, which is, you know, that's cool. Looks a lot better than the, you know, older Air Kings. The Explorer 1, finally, they get the right set of fucking hands for this thing, okay? Because I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys have, but the way the you know, the newer one they made, this last one that they made, had the newer dial and knew this, knew that, but it had short fucking hands like the original. It just didn't, it looked wrong, didn't look right. But now everything's proportioned, everything's together the way it should, finally, okay? Side note, I guess Omega came out with a Seamaster Planet Ocean that's a 39 millimeter. That's kind of cool, instead of, you know, the 42, and that might help a little bit, instead of, you know, because you know the case is going to be thick because of the 8500 series movements, you know, so that'll probably help a little bit. You know, it won't be such a, you know, cuff biter, you know what I mean? It won't be so huge. But anyway, you know, I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. I'm in the dark doing something a little bit different. You guys already know what I look like, so who gives a fuck? But driving home from work, I had to do inventory. This is inventory, you know, time of year, and stay late and all that kind of shit. So, but anyway, I just want to share my thoughts, see what you guys think about Tudor and where they're headed. And, you know, personally, I like the old Black Bay. I really do. I do not like the new bracelets at all. I don't. I really don't. So you guys, please share, please subscribe, please add your, you know, feedback, your comments. I try to get to everybody. Thank you very much. And yeah, and oh, by the way, I'm not going all Steinhardt just because I'm gonna do some reviews on some Steinhardts, guys. I'm just, you know, I'm out there, man. I'm getting out there, and I want to do some reviews. I've never held one. I don't even know, you know, I haven't seen one up close, you know, so. And it's kind of cool. They've been passed around all over the place, so that's great, man. I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, hey, you guys take care. Thank you very much. And you know what? It probably won't change the mind on how I feel about Steinhardt, because I really don't like the fucking name either. Steinhardt. I mean, come on, guys, Steinhardt. I mean, there's a store over here in California called Steinmart. I don't know if they're anywhere else in the world or, you know, in the United States, but Steinmart, Steinhardt, sounds fucking stupid. But anyway, whatever. And their little emblem, I don't like the little emblem on the Steinhardt. I just don't like it. But anyway, hey, you guys take care. Thank you so much. Please keep subscribing. Please keep supporting me. And I'll see you around. You guys take care. Bye.